Hello, everyone. It's Exoman. This time last year, it was probably December, January, we lost quite a few palm trees in our area. Big, nice, expensive palm trees. We're talking hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per property owner in losses here near the coast. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing to protect my trees this winter from freezing.
It is cooling off where I am. It is now December and it is getting very cold. We're about to have a freeze, and I thought I would share with you what I'm going to do to protect my palm trees. We almost lost them last year. There's two of them out back here. We almost lost both of them. As you can see, they survived, but just barely. So I've got about three different options I want to show you, and I think hopefully it'll be educational for all of us. But let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, so option number one is to wrap your palm trees. Now, I've always thought maybe I can just throw some tarp around it or some plastic wrap or something just to keep the hard freeze from reaching deep into the core of this tree. Burlap is really good, and it breathes. Okay, so I got these rolls for about 10 bucks each, and they're nice. They're good sized rolls, 3 feet by 24 feet. So that's option number one. I'm gonna show you how that goes. And some people say, you wrap them up and then wrap the top with plastic if it's going to rain. There's something to consider. Another option, another thing you should do in addition to wrapping it, is put mulch. I've got some bags of mulch, and I'm going to put mulch around the base of the trees just to help protect the roots. We want to protect those from any deep freeze getting down and damaging the root structure. So there we go. We could just do the wrap and the mulch. Another option you might consider is lighting. Now, in this case, you wouldn't use the LED lighting. You would use the incandescent kind, the old kind we used to have. That's the kind I had when we were kids. I remember the neighborhoods had those everywhere in the 60s and 70s, the big bulbs. And they generate a little heat. So I think if you had about double that at least, you'd experience some protection for your tree, and you'd want to get it in there in the crown, in the top of the tree, wrapped up around there, because that's very vulnerable to the freeze. So that's something to try. And here yet a final option is this heat tape. So this is for pipe. Now what you can do, it's got a sensor on it right there that touches to your pipe. You can always, I would think, put a piece of copper, just tie wrap a piece of copper to that sensor, or any metal that will freeze. And when that metal gets cold, a certain temperature, it will turn on your heat strip. So that's an option. I think I will wrap that one out there that is the most exposed, maybe, with the heat tape. Now the problem with the heat tape, I wouldn't say problem, but one of the only challenges is that you're going to have to get power out if you have remote trees. You're going to have to get power to them to power your heat tape. But that's why I like these options for people who have lots of trees. This burlap is relatively inexpensive. And what do they call it? Hessian. I believe you guys in the UK call this Hessian or something like that, or jute. Anyway, that's good if you don't have power. So let's get to work and wrap these trees. Another thing to remember, of course, and what should inspire you, is the cost involved. If you lose palm trees, large ones can be very expensive. The tree costs you. The install, if you don't do it yourself, you have somebody truck it out to your house and install it. That's expensive, and removing your trees can be expensive. So all good reasons to invest a little bit of money and protect your trees. All right, so what I have found is that there are plenty of spines on the tree that hold the cloth, the burlap, really well. It holds it in place. And I'm going to get a stapler and staple it in a few of the weaker spots. And that should be pretty good for the wrap. Maybe we'll tie up the top with some cable and wrap that a little more with something, but I think it looks pretty good. It's protected. And that was 2 rolls. That's $20 to save that tree. So now is when I'd like to hear what you think, what you've done in the past. Have you tried this? Has it worked for you? Would you add plastic to this? I'm at this point, I'm not thinking that I will add plastic. I think that outer layer of insulation will do wonders to protect this tree. But yeah, let's hear your comments. It's a wrap for this tree. Now for the heat tape, there's not much that I can really need to show you, except that you want to take your tape, and this is obviously your bottom, and this is a 30-foot piece. It's pretty expensive. This was $35, but what you want to do is just sparingly wrap this around your tree, like so. Now what I've done is worked it in down into the stubs of these fronds. Hopefully that's close enough to the tree to keep it warm. And we'll put some power to that. right. Well, there you go. That's 3 simple techniques. Hopefully, one or all of them may work for you depending on your situation. If you have any comments or ideas to share with others, please leave them in the comment section below. And again, thank you for watching. Happy winter.